Mm. All right. Oops, I clicked the wrong thing. There we go. There we go. All right, all right. What's going on, party people? This your man Grill. I'm just, you know me. Every time I plan to get home early, it never happens for Fritter Friday. I just got home 30 minutes ago. Um, I know my wife, she just got home from picking my son up from work. So she's probably about to go to bed. So, but what I got to snack on, don't tell her. Well, she know I got this carrot cake, so I'm gonna snack on that for a little bit. Just and everything. I already ate dinner and all that, so I just need to give me a little quick sugar fix and stuff. So, how's everybody doing tonight? All right. So I'm just trying to get all my stuff together here, and we're gonna see what who pops in, and we're gonna do what it do. All right. So where you coming from? You know me. I'm right here, as it says. I'm from Virginia. Where are you located at? And this look like they got that buttercream frosting on it. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's some good carrot cake there from Publix. All right, got to get old Publix carrot cake. What's going on, man? What's going on with you, bro? Oh man, just I know I shouldn't be eating it, but I'll go down on a little bit. I'm just getting home 30 minutes ago. Everything that I was trying to do today got completely thrown off. I had set aside some time to put some documents together, some research, and then um, one of my direct clients needed me to do a Ron, and this is carrot cake from Publix. And I tell you, I was getting ready to do the Ron. I said, okay, I'm not going to do the research. I'm gonna do the Ron, and then next thing I know, oh, we need to do it Saturday morning. I was like, all right, cool. Then I said I'll do it this evening after my last appointment at 6. I'll come home, do my research, and then my 1 o'clock appointment got pushed to 7:30. So I finished that and came straight home, scanned. Where my stuff at? There you go. Documents right there from my last 3 appointments. Yeah, go out first thing tomorrow morning. Um, so I got to come back home after I drop my son off to work and do a quick run at 9 a.m. Then I got a 10 a.m., 12, and 2. I pushed my notary certificate training to start at 4 instead of noon because clients have been like, hey, I need you, I need you, I need you. So I've been trying to manage all of that. And the only way I can successfully manage it is to push the training down to a different day and stuff. So all right. So I'm just checking something here. So um carrot cake. Carrot cake from Publix. Now I'm not gonna eat the whole carrot cake. That's a big slice. Mm, mm, mm. I'm feeling good. Best 3.99 carrot cake in the world. So I'm trying to figure how I can show y'all this here. I'm gonna have to screenshot it. Now in the chat, I didn't get a chance to. I'm trying something new. Um, I got this here poll. So let me know if y'all see the poll and answer the poll. Okay. Oh, there it is. Right here. So I need to see how it looks on my phone. I need to see how it looks on my phone. All right. So let me see if I can. I don't know if you get the answer click, but y'all, if you see it, give me your answers to the poll. Give me your answer to the poll and stuff. I guess you just put it up there and then the people will comment in the chat. So comment in the chat your answers to that poll question. That's what I'm assuming. I don't know how you answer the question. I'm just trying this on the fly. So, all right. If y'all know how to answer it, oh, okay. Okay. Somebody figured it out. So if you figure, tell me how y'all figured that out. Cause like I said, this is something that just popped up that StreamYard is doing. And I figured I said, let me just throw these polls up here. So if y'all can tell me in this comment how y'all figured out how to answer it, that'll help me out. Oh, okay, you put the number in the chat. So you put okay. So let me try something here. So I'm gonna just put the number 1. Ah, there it is. So you put the number in the chat and then it boom. Okay, cool. All right, all right, all right. I like that. Okay. Yes, I did the man thing and didn't read the instructions. I did the man. I did not read the instructions. Okay. Okay. So I guess you can vote as much as you want. All right. So, there's really no wrong answer. Okay. There's really no wrong answer here. So I'm gonna leave that up for a moment and y'all just as you come in, just get that what's going on TXB for you and just whatever you think. I'm serious. There's no wrong answer to this question. How much do you think a HELOC fee should be think a HELOC fee should be worth? I probably didn't word it correctly, but you know what I'm saying. All right, so let me do this here real quick. I need to do a screenshot because there's no way I can show y'all this properly. So let me do this. Let me see how I want to do this. Okay, I'm gonna do it like this. All right, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm going to edit this. Hold on one second. Be patient with me, y'all. Be patient with me. Because like I said, I just got home and I thought I was gonna have time today, and I had no time to do none of what I thought I was going to do. All right, so I need to cover this up. Okay. Cover that up. And I think, okay, so I want to ask y'all a question because a lot of people talk about signing companies and stuff and they don't like them. So I think this is a good example. I really do. I think this is a good example. So my question to y'all is, wait a minute, I gotta do something else. My bad. Be patient with me, y'all. Be patient with old Griff here. All right. So because I am literally doing this on the fly. And I don't like doing stuff like that on the fly because I like to be really, really prepared. So y'all can see. All right. So this will work better. All right. All right. Hold on. Because this is a very important question I'm about to ask y'all. And I need to know, would you accept this order? All right. So let me hide the poll for a brief moment. All right. So let me So my question to you is this. Hold on. I know what I forgot to do. I meant to open the file. There we go. Because I need to zoom in. All right, there we go. All right. So my question to you is, would you do this? This is, y'all know the layout. This is SnapDocs. Would you do this order? Put a Y for yes or an N for no. Would you accept this order? Yes or no? Would you accept this order? Yes or no? Put it in the chat. Yes or no? Y for yes. Don't worry about all that. The distance and the number of pages. You wouldn't do it. All right, cool. $270. Now, for anybody who put yes, it's either going to be a purchase, a sale, a refinance. It's going to be something like that. Okay. So here's a question. I got you. I got you. Now, if you said yes, if you said no, give me 1 or 2 reasons why you said yes, 1 or 2 reasons why you said no. This is helping people out, okay? This is helping people out. I like these questions. I mean, the responses. I like the responses. All right. This came in. This got assigned to me today. Because you got to start asking, see, this is what business people do. You start sitting here and you start thinking about, how much money do I need? Am I concerned about the overall dollar amount, or am I concerned about the individual parts of it? Okay, she said everything's not cookie cutter. All right, so let me come back to y'all and let me do this so I can show y'all the details of this. And hold up, I got to do one last thing. I told you I hate doing stuff on the fly, but sometimes you got to roll that way. You got to sometimes roll that way. All right. All right. All right. So here are the details of this order. The details are this. It's 3 signed. It's 3 refinances, same location, $90 a pop. Now, how many pages? It doesn't say. It doesn't say. They're asking for somebody to do these 3, same signer, $90 a pop. So the question would be now is what's more important to you? The 270 or the fact that these are $90 a piece and it's three of them? It's $90 each. This company now, remember now, the order goes out, all these people respond, and they select you. So now the question is that I had to ask myself, what would preclude me from doing this? Now they tell you up front, it's three. They told you when the notification came out, it said it's three. It's three of them. I was like, why not do it? Because see, one of the things that I've always shared with y'all is that when it comes to pricing or just taking an order, I always ask myself, what's the legitimate reason do I have to not do it? Because we know pages and the type really doesn't matter if you're sticking with notarization. If your focus is just doing the proper notarization of the document and you're not worrying about trying to articulate, guide, or explain anything, then with that keep being in mind, why can't I do this? Yes, it's three. And see, during COVID, and some of y'all may remember, if you remember, um, put a yes in the chat. Do you remember when I told you I had did five one time? I did five closings at one setting. And I've done three set closings at one setting. I've done that a couple of times. And this is when I started realizing that I just need to focus on the notarization. So I was like, when I saw this, I was like, Griff needs some money. I'm either going to do 270 three different times in that day, or 270 one time together, which then means what? If I do, and for that particular day, I think that is the 14th, I already have one, two, three other closings. So that tells me I could have potentially a $600-700 day that I bring in. That's the part that's important to me. That is the part that is important to me, to be able to bring in $600-700 in a day. So as a business owner, you have to, and I don't even read the title, TXB. You know, I ain't even read it, because more than likely, here's the thing. Let me come back to y'all real quick. Here's the thing you got to realize: when you have a closing or close a situation like this, more than likely it's a real estate investor or a person who just happens to like to buy properties, and they're already astute about the documents. They're not looking for you to come there and educate them on anything. And like you said, at least no travel for the signing. Right. You got little travel, three, and the time of it is at 7:30 at night. So 7:30. So here's the logistics of it. It's three closings at one time, 7:30 at night. That person is probably done worked all day and they just trying to get this done. And anybody who's doing three refinances at one time in one day, I have to say that to people, which if they're doing it at one time, this is in the same day, but they're doing it all together, they should already know the documents and what they're signing and why they're signing. The only thing they need to see is what? The numbers. So from a common sense perspective, why am I going to refuse this when the person knows the numbers? They probably have done this before. It's 7:30 at night. And yes, there's scan backs to this. All three sets. I can handle that because either I'm going to do three $90 ones throughout the day and have scan backs, or I do three at one time and then I also knock out one, two, three other ones. three other closings and make some money that way and potentially can make $600-700 in a day. Which one is more important? And this is the part that nobody is talking about out here in these Facebook groups who are complaining and whining. Right, three a lot of pages. But see, that's the thing. It could be a hybrid with 50 pages each. Regardless what is 50 pages each, what either I want to make the money or I don't. And see, nobody's talking about this in these Facebook groups who are whining and complaining about the fees. How do you, because the question is, see, here's the thing. This show, and the people won't get mad at me about this, but this shows you the lack of business common sense that a lot of people have. A lot of people don't have business common sense because when you complain about something and don't provide a solution, most people ain't gonna have nothing to do with you. How do you get a millionaire or a billionaire to listen to you? You have to come with a solution. And that's the thing. Nobody's coming with solutions and stuff. I saw a commercial signing posted for 400 something. I would take it. I would take it because see, here's the thing. If I say yes to it and they select me, that is a plus for me. That gives me some great experience that nobody's training out here can give me. That gives me a leg up to be able to have that conversation with at a networking event. Somebody happens to say, hey, how many signings have you done at one time? Well, I've done a closing where I had 3 refinances. Wow, how did you work that out? Now it's talking point. They go to another notary. Oh no, I would never do that. You see what I'm saying? There's so many people out here will say no to the opportunity because of these small ancillary things. It's not even the big, it's the how many pages, and I'm not putting down anybody down, but this is what we say. Okay, well, how many pages? Okay, well, you got to print no matter what. You got to print no matter what. Okay, so how many pages? If you know, that's really the big thing. How many pages and the type. Now, of course, common sense, they're not going to give you 3 daggone what is it, reverse mortgages to do. You're never gonna do that. You're not gonna handle 3 reverse mortgages at one time. But you can have 3 purchases, you can have 3 sellers, you can have 3 refis, you can have 3 HELOCs on 3 different properties. But the point is, if they gave you the opportunity to do this because you said yes, I don't see the negative in it. And even if it does go kaput, there's a great learning experience because now let's just say things do go awry and I get there and for some reason they mess the numbers up. Oh, no problem, man. I got you. You need me? All right. They're gonna pay me. They gotta pay me because if I got there and they gave me the wrong information and the person sitting there and they say, no, this ain't right, and they're gonna be like, well, we can fix it. Can the notary come back out? They're gonna pay you. They're not gonna common sense, they're not gonna say, oh, we're not gonna pay the notary anything extra for going back home and printing. That's how you work this. Now, do I want that to happen? Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 no. You're right. Being in groups and being trained that what they tell you to look at. Yeah. And Florida. Yep, I remember. You know, I remember you, girl. Yeah, 400 and your day is done. Correct. So this here is an opportunity for me to be able to get this done, make some money, and then like my next day, because see what I'm also looking at. Okay, the day before Monday is 3 closings. The day after that is only 2, then 2, then 1. So let's say I start having a slow week. If my numbers are down, but my dollars are up, that's what I'm at. That's what counts. So I'm trying to do numbers so I can have the dollars. But here's a chance for me. I'm essentially still doing the numbers. I'm gonna count this as 3 refinances. I'm trying to do 100 this month. I'm darn near at 50 for the first 15 days. And that's on the 14th. That's playing right into what I want. You see what I'm saying? Hold on one second. I'm glad you said that, young lady. Hold on one second. Hold on. If you really, right here, this is one book. This is the other book. These 3 books. And I will put them in the thing a little bit later, a link to them, or you can look them up. But I will put to my, my Amazon store, these 3 books. This was the first one that I read. No Excuses by Brian Tracy. Atomic Habits by James Clear. You want to change your mindset? You read them 3 books. Or listen to them on audio. I don't care. Get the information in you. That's how you change. These 3 books right here. These 3 books set me and my wife into a whole nother realm for is how to go out here and execute stuff in our life. Even when things go wrong. Boom. Why do you think I Ubered for 2 weeks and did 37 closings during that 2 weeks? No excuses. Mindset. Habits, atomic habits. Getting 1% better each and every day. So while some people, not everybody, while some people were like, boo, Griff, why are you doing that? I wasn't Ubering to make money for the month of March. I was Ubering to have money in the month of April. I was planting seeds in March for the harvest in April. I made that sacrifice. The right mindset, no excuses, and using the same standard habits that I've been using all along. That's why I couldn't stop. Because then I would be out of habit. I would be out of my element. I would no longer be in the flow of things. My flow is to make money. There are times where I get $150. There's times where I got $230 for a closing. 50 of that went to the witness, but I got that. There's been times where I've told y'all last year, $400. I had to travel, but I still got 4 bills, 3 bills to go travel. I got paid. That's the key. So when we tell these companies, well, your fees are too low, I'm not saying that they couldn't be higher. But my thing is this. I've been in this business 9 years. Caprinas has been in there just about as long as I have. TXB for you just as long. My question is this. Out of all the people who have been running their mouth about these fees, and a lot of them I personally know, and I do respect, what is your plan to make it better? Because when you're in a relationship, because this is all this is about, being a business relationship. When you're in a relationship with somebody and you're complaining about what they're providing you, they're like, okay, then what's the plan? How do we get better? And there's no way forward of getting better in this business. That's why I say you're asking people to come into a business that you're saying is doing you dirty. And then the people who are complaining, I promise you, probably less than 10% are actually full-time in this business. See, you can't be full-time in this notary business, meaning this is the only stream of income. Yes, I know everybody talking about having multiple streams of income. Okay, cool. But not everybody can do that. You can't tell me that you are full-time in this business to make your money and your livelihood from this business, and you're saying, I'm not going to do anything unless it's $150. There's no daggone way you're full-time in this business and you're refusing to do work of any sort because it's less than 150 and you're able to pay your bills the next month. Let's use some common sense, folks. Can you pay your bills this month because you didn't take any orders under 150? So now what I want, and I'm just going to be straight with you, I want to see your bank account, because what I should be seeing in your bank account is checks coming in for 150 or more. If you ain't got checks coming in for 150 or more, then how are you paying your bills? How you surviving? Or you got money coming in, but you just running off at the mouth saying you only want to do 150, but you actually got 85, you got 95, you got a couple of hundreds in there coming in, you got all this other stuff. There's just no way when you think about it logically. How can you go full time in any business and then say, I'm only going to get paid this? And then the question is, and then here's the thing, the people who have the work, they're not paying that. So where are you getting that money from? What is your budget? How much money do you need to pay your bills the next month? So we're in April. We got May coming up. And all these people this week that's been in Facebook, the Notary Tips Facebook group and the rest of them, a lot of them might have been kicked out of. I want to know how many of you are 100% full time? And see, these are questions that y'all got to ask them. Are you 100% full time? Meaning this is the business. This business is what's bringing you money. That's what's happening to me. Now I understand some people can be full time in this here, and this could be 80% of their total revenue for what they do overall. Because some do real estate investing and things of that nature, might have rental properties and all of that. I get that. But if this here notary business is 50% or more of what you need to bring in, is you need this to support you at more than 50%. How in the world can you sit there and say, I'm not doing anything unless, like one person said, I'm not saying hello for less than 100. I'm not turning my car on for less than 150. And see, people like to say these little statements because it makes them feel good in their own mind while they're sitting here hungry and their stomach is growling because they can't afford some carrot cake at $3.99 because they ain't made no money last month. And to make themselves feel good, I'm just somebody of excellence. I got to get paid higher. I mean, heck, I'm looking at this here. Check came in $100. I don't even know if that's too blurry, but it came in for $100. This here, $300 check, 290, a $90. I got a $90 one, 90. That's 150. 75. All of them 75. Total 340 from a bunch of signings that I did. 50. This one here paid for my cheese, for my carrot cake. Now, that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. This one right here, 80. That's an 80. I know it's blurry. $80. All of that stuff add up. All of it add up. Just like them bills add up to a whole lot, them checks add up to pay them bills. But how can you honestly be full-time in this business and then set the bar to where you only do work that's 150 or more? You got, let's just say $1,200 a month rent or mortgage. You got $300-400 light bill. You got cell phone bill. You got car payment. You got gas. How are you, young men, young women, older men, older women, paying your bills while you sitting home watching all these orders pass you by, and you only moving out unless it's 150, but you're not seeing it. Where are you getting your money from? Hence why people are switching over to, I'm gonna do this training, or I'll be a part of this training conglomerate, or this training coalition, or this training group, and then we'll do this training of notaries, and then we will, boom. Yes, I am NNA certified. I am. If you look me up right now, you'll see I just took the test a couple of days last week. I took the test last Friday or either Saturday, and I passed it. So I'm NNA certified for another year. Yes, I am NNA certified. I know people don't like being NNA certified. They talk about, if this is going to get me money, boom. And I'm mature enough to know that, okay, I can only depend on the NNA, but that much. I get that much out of them, and then I figure out the rest myself. But I am NNA certified. I am. Said I need consistent checks to replace my current income. Yeah, and with this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got any more around here? Oh, 11. Oh, what did I say? You see it, 955. $955 from signing services. Don't tell me you can't make money out here. The question is how you want to make the money. If you want to make the money, where you only do one closing a day at $400, well, that might be a little bit on the difficult side. But if you want to go out here and say, I want to grind and just make the money, then okay, cool. So let me pull something up for y'all. Let me pull something up for y'all. All right. Let me pull something up for y'all. All right. And I have to do this here because I need to cover up something. So y'all, hold on 1 second, people. All right. All right. So so y'all can see that I'm being honest with you. All right. Where the heck is it? So y'all see right there. Y'all see the check number. 24,597. Okay. Let me show y'all. What did I say? 24,597. Right here. All them checks came in for what I did in the month of March. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. $955. So while you listening to them in the Facebook groups, while you listening to them, this is what I'm doing. Now, will they put me down and talk bad and Griff, he ain't getting his worth. I'm getting more than them. And I challenge them to show me the numbers. Show me where you are doing 11 closings and you pulling in way more than me. Because if you are, then great, then that teach us. It's right here. It's right here for you. You can't tell me right here. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand is that you have to make sure that you are doing what you need to do to grow your business. You said I received checks and one was a printable check. I was so lost. With the printable checks, if you got Navy Federal Credit Union, Navy Federal is not going to accept it. But you have to check with your other banks and stuff and find out from them will they accept the printable checks and stuff. Right. That's what I'm saying. Show me the $10,000 a month. So now I wanted to ask y'all because I had that poll. So here's another poll. Oh, let me stop that one. And here's another poll. If y'all don't mind, all you got to do is type in the number 1, 2, 3, 4 or 4 for what you want to answer. Okay. So here's the thing that y'all have to understand. And one person had two people articulated it correctly. Let me shut that off. And let me pull this up. So two people articulated correctly. To be honest with you, what these companies make is none of our business. Because here's the thing: I'm asking people to show me their books, show me all these numbers that y'all claim that y'all are making, and what do y'all say? Well, that's none of your business. So why is it your business what a signing company gets? See, what y'all don't realize is that just type two and nothing else. Just type the number two and nothing else. There you go. So yeah, just type two and nothing else. So here's the thing that you have to realize: people pay you more when you offer them more. So if a signing company, as one person put in the Facebook group, is getting $450, but they're only paying the notary 45 for a HELOC. My question is, what are you giving? If that is true, what are you giving the your client? What is a signing company giving to their title company client that the title company feels that is worth 450? Because they're not just giving them 450 just to find a notary. You got to be offering more. And see, that's the part that nobody investigates. They're not looking at, okay, what is the signing company offering to the title company? Because some signing companies offer the title company that a notary will never call you. We will field all the questions for you. Everything will come through us and get filtered to you. You will never have to worry about a notary calling you requesting more money. All of that will go through us. So if you are a title company and don't have time to be dealing with a bunch of random notaries whining about their pay, what do? I will pay a premium to a company to manage that for me. It makes sense. It makes sense. I will pay a premium to them to manage that for me. And then they say, okay, I'll do it. What are we giving them as a premium? The first thing we say, well, I took so and so's training. Okay, but was that really required to do the job? That's the thing. So you want more money, but I don't hear you talking about offering more. I hear you talking about what you spent, but I don't hear you talking about what you're offering. And the stuff that most people claim that they're offering is stuff that you should be doing regardless. Timeliness and accuracy, that's supposed to be a part of it. I agree that yes, we're doing that, but that's supposed to be a part of it. So you want me to pay you just like your plumber? You're going to pay your plumber extra because they showed up on time? They're supposed to show up on time. You're paying them to fix the job. Yeah, I fixed the job and I did it. Now, if it's supposed to be a 5-day job and you got it done in 3 days, then okay, yeah, I can kick you something because you went above and beyond. But then the above and beyond that they're asking us to do, is it actually legal? So even with the plumber, did he take a shortcut that might end up burning me down the road? See, all of these are questions that you have. There isn't a standard fee. What I've seen is people who are booked and busy do not squabble over amounts. These people definitely should not be entrepreneurs. And I 1,000% agree with you. Somebody's texting me. I 1,000% agree with you. They should not be entrepreneurs because they're not booked and busy. And what a lot of them are doing, they're actually moving away from doing loan closings and trying to say, well, I will just be a signing company. So now, as one person said, you got all these people, you got too many notaries. One person said there's too many notaries in the business. And then the other person said it's none of our business what these other people are getting paid. And you got all these notaries in here. And the reason why there's so many notaries in the business is because there's so many people trying to do training. So if you need bodies to train, and the more training people you have, the more they're going to push out there all of these fabrications about how much money you can make. And see, that's the part that still bugs me. And I know I'm being a broken record on this. You're bragging about all this money you can make, but then at the same time, you're complaining about not making money. And then you want people to go to all these conferences and meetups and get togethers that cost them money. But then you tell them don't take anything less than 150. But then the number of 150 orders that are coming in are not that many. So what is a person supposed to do? And then your plan is, well, in order for us to make them pay us more. Now note the plan here. The plan isn't to have a conversation with them. Let me see here. Do I have another? Yep, I just did those two polls. Thank y'all very much. So the plan isn't, the plan is to make them pay us more by refusing to do work. Not having a conversation with them and understanding their perspective. Because the notary say they don't care about their perspective. They don't care about the signing company's perspective or the title company. All we see is the CD says you're getting paid this dollar amount. We want it. The CD says you're getting paid this dollar amount and we want it. Point blank, period. That's what we want. You're either going to give it to us or you're not. And if you're not, then then none of us are going to do any work. Okay. None of you are Kobe Bryant. You say, well, Griff, what Kobe Bryant got to do with notary? When the NBA had a strike, maybe 15, 20 years ago, Kobe Bryant made sure that those young guys who were new in the league and wasn't making millions of dollars, they were still able to be taken care of. They could take care of themselves. He provided them money to be able to take care of themselves. And there was other people who had did that. Which one of y'all going to help pay my bills? You're telling me not to take an order for $100 or 95 or those three $90 orders because it's not 150 because it's below your standard. I didn't know my standard was yours, but you're saying my standard should be your standard. Okay, if I adopt that and I don't do the work, then what are you going to do to make sure my bills get paid? Every single time you're going to say, well, hey, look, you're a grown person. You do what you want to do. You can't tell me to do what I want to do. And then when I go do what I want to do, you get mad at me. You can't. Well, fine. If you want to go hang out with your girls instead of being here with me, baby, go. And then when she go hang out with a girl, babe, what's wrong with you? Why would you do that? You told me to go do what I wanted to do. Oh, you want to be with your friends at the Super Bowl? Go on there. And then you, so it's like that. So you gonna leave me? Oh, it's like that. Like that famous scene from Martin when he was fussing with Gina. He said, "Step, Gina, step." And then when she left, oh, Gina. Now you want to change the tune. That's all these people are doing. They just got the Martin and Gina syndrome. What's that song? Make up to break up. That's all we do. That's all. It's just arguing back and forth. There's more arguing and fussing about money in the notary business than I ever seen at my job. I'm sitting here like, are you for real? You mean this is what your whole essence in life is? That you have gotten to the point of, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, and the whole time I'm going to complain about what somebody is not giving me. I'm never going to have a conversation with them and and talk to them about why they want to pay me this when I believe I should be getting that. I'm not going to have a conversation with them. I'm going to start a website to say they're deadbeats. I'm going to start a Facebook group and complain about it and then put down anybody who does take orders from them and all of that. And with that being said, let me pull something up real quick. Um, because see, there's a level of clarification that people get. See, people was saying that one of the signing companies, Coast to Coast, don't pay people. That's what they said. They said Coast to Coast don't pay people. That's what they said. I get paid from Coast to Coast. I was trying to see if I can find that thing. It's not in here. I have to go find it. I thought I had a list of the companies that where I got my pay from them. I don't have it on here. I'll figure it out. But people are saying that, okay, so if they're not paying you, then what are you doing to get your pay? Why are you still in the business? Here's what I think we should do. And here's what you can do. As an independent business owner, you can go to those companies yourself and say, excuse me, Mr. Business. Hey, yeah, Mr. Coast to Coast. My name is Stephen Griffin. I'm a notary, and I wanted to know how come you only pay $75 for these appointments? If you don't mind having a discussion with me, because I want to get an understanding. I'm not saying that I won't do the orders. I just trying to understand the rationale. And this is where snitch time comes in because there's so many people out here in Facebook group telling me that I'm a fool for taking your orders. But I'm just trying to understand, what's the rationale behind paying a notary $75 and how do you come to that conclusion? Nobody's talking about doing that. And see, each one of them who complain about what they won't do going out of their house, they don't have a conversation with the people to say, okay, if you want me to go out my house, then this is what I need from you. When you do your job, you say, well, if you want me to do overtime, this is what I need. Oh, you want me to take on the role of, you want me to step in, of assistant manager, for the next 6 months, then are you going to pay me accordingly? You have that discussion with your W-2. But with this here, your own business, you don't even have a discussion with the people that you are having a problem with, that you're complaining about. How do you not have a discussion with them at all? But what you're doing is you're whining and complaining, trying to get a mob together, and you want them to get scared of you and say, ooh, to get you to stop talking bad about me, I guess I better start paying you, huh? That's that's the way this is coming across. That's the that's the part that I'm concerned about. I'm trying to see something here. Mm, 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 mm. Hold on one second. Are there any questions about this business that y'all want to deal with? Any pay questions? Any questions? Are there any questions that y'all want to deal with? That's what I would like to know from y'all. So, what I want to do also is I want to, since always talking about notary certificates, let me get back to my comment section. It sounds like many of these folks are the same people who were once employees that complained about everything. That is correct. It's a volume game. Sure, some orders come in low, but the same signing company will turn around and give you a cash buyer's 40 pages for $95. That is correct. Oh, I have one for Mortgage Connect it's in SnapDocs, $110. Print one copy, no scan backs. Why wouldn't you do it? That's the question. Why wouldn't you do it? Love the metaphors to make it easy to understand. Sometimes you come in and out of trainings more confused and overwhelmed. That is correct. You do come out overwhelmed. This is all about relationships. This is 100% about relationships, personal relationships, work relationships, business relationships. We'll even go and say your spiritual church relationships. They're all in the word what? Relationships. And you can throw any more. Your family relationships with your immediate family as well as your extended family. Your friendships, relationships that you have with people. It's how you relate to one another. These people aren't relating to what it is, and they have every right not to. But to give everybody else a problem, to fuss at everybody else, and to put people down because of their relationship to the people, that's a problem. That's a huge problem. Because see, it always amazes me that people will get all hyped up about doing field inspections, but you're not getting $100 all the time for doing field inspections. But the reason why they like doing them is because the money comes quicker to them into their bank account. Not because it's any better, but because the money comes quicker. When you really look at the things that people are hyped about, it's things that they feel they can get the money quicker. Anything where the money is delayed, they don't want to do. But yet, they're to be the same people who will do what? Start a signing company and pay you in 30, 45, or 60 days. So they complained about it when it was them, but they're doing it to everybody else. That's very disingenuous. That's all I got to say. I mean, that really is disingenuous. So let me pull this up for y'all real quick. And I want to ask y'all something about this here notarial certificate. Scuba da da da. I think it's this one. I want to know from y'all, what would y'all do? Let me pull this up. This comes from my notary certificate training, directly from it. And I want y'all to answer this based off of your state, what you do in your state. Okay. Now, these names in here are fake. So tell me, is there anything wrong with this notarial certificate? Hmm? Is there anything wrong? Some more of this carrot cake. Talk to me, y'all. Okay. No venue. Mm-hmm. Okay. For him in California, missing the disclaimer box. Good shot. Missing the signers' names. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let me share something with y'all. All right. So this here is what Virginia says. Virginia has these 7 elements. Okay. We'll see if I can make all of this fit. All right. Let me see how I want to do this. Hold on. All right. All right. So looking at this here for Virginia, there's a notarial statement right here. Sworn and subscribed this blank day before me, a notary public. That's our notarial statement. The date of the notarial act. That's right here. The city and county, right here. I mean, state and county, the venue. It's after the fact, okay? But it's right there. Notary expiration. I can handwrite that. Well, it's on my stamp, or I can handwrite that in if need be. Registration number is on my stamp. My signature will go right here, and then my stamp. So technically, this has all 7 elements that my state wants. The difference is the venue is not here. Well, that is too thick. The venue is not here, like we're used to saying, but over here. So unless your state says your venue has to be up here, why can't it be here? And I've seen times where some people will put the venue down here. The question is, why can't it be here? Now, for me, well, this is live, so yes, this you can look at this again. So this has all the elements that I need. Now, for some states, you got to have your printed name here. For like Florida, you got to have in the statement whether or not this was done in person or online. But guess what? You may be able to write that in there if you so choose. You also got to put in there for Florida what type of driver, ID was used. You could handwrite that in there. But the simple thing would be this. If this doesn't meet your state requirements, you just add your own cert that your state says you can use. You just add a certificate. But if this here meets the requirements, although it's a little different, if it meets the requirements, then you can roll with it. If it doesn't, then you add your own notarial certificate that does meet your state requirements. This is the stuff we teach in the notary certificate training. So it's not hard. It's just you have to sometimes stop what you're doing, which is overthinking, and right there, notary certificate dot training, and just think about this logically. When I first saw this, I said, "Oh, they missing the venue," and I was just about to start writing it in here, and then I started reading it, and I was like, "Okay, on this date, we'll just say, 4th day of May, you know, 26." And then I said, "Before me, a Notary Public in and for the state." Oh, here's the venue. I was like, "That's different," but it meets my state requirements for all the elements. And then my stamp is going to have the other stuff on there, which would be what? My registration, my commission number, and my expiration. And I have no problem writing it on here if I need to. I can do that also. But it has all the elements that I need. So therefore I can roll with that. If yours doesn't, then you just add a notarial certificate. It's just looking at it objectively. So now going back to the original thing of doing 3 closings in a day in one, I mean, not in a day, but in one setting, if you're focused on making sure the notarial certificates are straight, you're not trying to articulate stuff about the document and explain things to them, then so my question would be this here. So let me pull this back up real quick. Mm, Let me do something here. So here's always been my um thought. Okay. So when it comes to reading the document, so let's let's look here at this document. Okay. If you're going to read this, it should help you to determine what happens down here. Whether you read this or not, we already know they need to sign it. Okay. So as you read this, it says in an effort to best serve our customers, this here title company have agreed to deliver signed settlement documents to the customer via email. Okay, that right there tells you. And then you look down here, they say, yeah, they initial down here authorizing them to send you their signed closing documents via email, and then they put their email address here. Now the question is this: if John and Nadine read this, what couldn't they understand about this that they need a notary to do? Because this isn't in any, I guarantee you, this document here is not in anybody's loan training. The NNA doesn't have this as a part of their scripts. So, Griff, do we explain the documents to them or no? I'm conflicted. Info despite in my handbook, it doesn't say what state you're in, Fatima. Tell me what state you're in. Most states say that that's not our job to explain documents. We didn't put the document together. We're not there for the document. We're there for what? The signature. Because it doesn't matter what the document says. See, my question would be this here. You're in PA. I'm pretty sure PA, you don't explain documents. And many people told me. What can they not understand about this? Because this is for them. And if they don't understand this, then that means it says in an effort to best serve our customers. That means this company looks at them as customers. So this is something between these people and these people. So these people here need to make sure that these people down here understand what the heck this means. And at what point in time did these people here, first title and escrow, ever take time out to help the notary? Because guess what? They don't know who's going to be the notary. They have no idea which one of us is going to be there. It could be Caprinas, who's in California. It could be Fatima, who's in Pennsylvania. It could be me, who's in Virginia. The document is like a common sense thing. It's just telling you this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And if they can't read and understand this, it's like, why do you need the notary who just came randomly off the street? But what if it's their first time seeing it? So we have to, no, you ain't got to read them the form. They grown tell people. When you go to the doctor's office, how many forms do they read to you? How many forms does the front desk nurse read to you? Your first time at the restaurant, how many they tell you to read? You read the menu yourself, and then you can ask them specific questions, and they should know it because this is their restaurant. But you don't know the documents. You just coming into this. You're brand new. You don't know. You don't know that this document is going to be there. This is a specific document for this company. This is not a standard document that's going to be in every single closing packet. This is specific for these people right here. It said, I don't answer questions. That's why that asks the why is If the answer is in the documents, I highlight that answer from the documents, never give legal advice. And to be honest with you, that's not even our job either. People keep saying that's our job, but nobody can show me legally where it is. Trainers are saying that, but I need to see it from my state because you're not doing that with a power of attorney or a will if they got questions about it. And again, you have a title company and a lender who's been working with them for however long they've been working with them. And you mean to tell me that they didn't take time out to make sure that they knew and understood what the heck is going on? I also found if I just hand some documents and say nothing, they want to read everything and it turns into that depends on your customer because again, a lot of these people have already seen this. See, even if you did run your mouth about the documents, and I'm not saying run your mouth in a disparity, I'm just that's just the way I talk. You don't know what's been going on between them and the real estate agent, the title company, and the lender, and they might feel that they're doing something nefarious. Case in point, there was a closing that I had. I met the lady, and she looked at the altar statement, and I showed her, I said, "Here's the altar statement," and I pointed to, and I had to, make sure because that's the only thing I show. I said, "Here's the altar statement. Down at the bottom is where your numbers are." And she looked at the altar, and she said, "Wait a minute, it's supposed to be $40,000." Because I was going to because the next document was what's that called? The distribution funds for her to get it. So I said, "This is your fund distribution form." And matter of fact, it came first. The fund distribution form came first. So I had to go to the altar and say, "There's what the money you got coming back." And she said, "No, it's supposed to be 40,000. This is 34." At that point, so now she's got a problem with the loan officer because she told them, "I want 40." They giving her 34. What the heck is going on? See, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scene that you got to be careful of. And you're a brand new notary and you don't know what's going on and what went down and what's went up. And then you come in there trying to do the stuff that people have trained you to do for is, or let me show you this and let me show you that. Let me guide you through the documents. And then you mess around and it's like, they're like, okay, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. And now you don't put your foot in your mouth because the more you open your mouth about something and somebody questions you, you either going to shut up and take the hit or you're going to try to explain your way out of it. That's just human nature for some people. So I encourage people, you new in this, you really don't know what you're getting. You don't know that you're getting something that says email delivery of sensitive information and indemnification closing. Do you even know what the word indemnification mean? If you never seen, no. And now you want to try to read this and you don't understand it yourself. If you don't understand what the word indemnify means, and you didn't have time to prep the documents ahead of time, you could look like a fool. You start, well, I'm gonna just point to these things here. I'm gonna just point to stuff. How do you know what the answer is? And see, people talking about the interest rate. If you don't know what your interest rate is when you buying a house, something wrong with you. That's just the way I look at it. I mean, something that's the thing. They read each page, and I knew nothing about the dot. That's why I'm hesitant to acceptance. It's not our job to know the documents. The only thing that's on there for us to know how to do is the notarial certificate. Let me pull this one up. Let me show y'all something here. Let me pull this one up. All right, this one's gonna be a nice little butt kicker. Hold on one second. Let me do this one thing. Hold on, I got to do one thing, and let me show y'all this here real quick. Where is Come on, where are you at? All right. Moving slow tonight. Hold on one sec. All right. I just needed to take something out that I forgot to take out from my training thing. I want to give answers away to y'all. All right. So let me, okay, finish doing that. All right. So let's go through this document. All right. So this is a settlement agreement and disclosure. This is part of my training. So you have all of this here. You got acknowledgement of receipt. You got settlement statement. You got all of this stuff that they should be reading through and making sure they understand. Talks about correction agreement, limited power of attorney. Okay, let me zoom this in just a touch. All right. FDIC waiver, liability, all of this stuff here. Okay, you're a brand new notary. You really think and this is not a document that is in most people's training. This is not a document that is in the NNA script. So now the first thing you come across is this here. Let me make my line a little thick. You come across number 12. They got to answer this. They gotta make a selection here. You don't know what the Tennessee is. Well, do you know what the word Tennessee means? If you don't know what the word Tennessee means, how can you sit here and run your mouth and oh yeah, you got to figure out? It just basically means the how they plan on living in it. So are they going to be joint tenants, tenants in common, tenants by entirety, by entirety, sole ownership, trust ownership? Well, if it's two of them, you already know it's not that. It's not that. So which one of these other ones is? If it's not a trust, you know it's not trust. Okay, so there's no trust in it. So now it's one of these here. Which one? That's up to them to decide. If they don't know which one, then they need to do what? Get on the phone with title and talk to them about the tendency for the title of the deed. Then you keep going and all of that. Now you're getting to the signature page. Here's John and Nadine again. My question is this: what the heck do they want us to do? Am I notarizing this or not? And there are times where title will tell them to leave it blank because sometimes title will want to do it. They will do it themselves when they get the document back. Now, I have two rules of notarization. Two simple rules. Rule number one: you only deal with the person or persons in front of you. Rule number two: give the document what it's asking for. Most people would assume that you're supposed to do the notarization. So what most people would do, what most notaries would do, they would sign this, expiration, and then stamp. Well, if you understand proper notarization, where's the venue? Where's your notarial statement? Where's any indicator outside of a notary public signature and expiration that this is supposed to be, the signatures are supposed to be notarized? What is your actual indicator? There is none. So you got to do, you can do one or two things, or actually both of them. You can give the document what it's asking for, sign it in expiration, or you could, before you do that, you can call them and say, "Hey, do y'all want this notarized? The signatures notarized on here because it's missing a properly formatted notarial statement. Even if the notarial statement doesn't meet your state requirements, there is no notarial statement on here." So I reached out to them. It was 8 o'clock at night. Nobody responded. So what did I do? I gave the document what it's asking for. I signed it, notary commission. Then later on, they said they needed a loose certificate on there. Because they said we sometimes forget to properly format our notarial certificates. This is the kind of stuff that I teach people and I help you to understand and learn. So that when you are out there and you got 3 closings or even 1 closing, you're not getting tossed to and fro like every wind of doctrine, worrying about the information above the signature line, trying to show that you're the smartest person in the room. But then when you get down here, you're doing this all wrong. This is the bread and butter. This is what we are there to do, to properly notarize signatures on a document. And it doesn't matter how much you're getting paid, because the more you're getting paid, the more they expect you to know how to do your job. And see, what my goal is to help you to understand fully how to do your job as a notary for as the notarial certificates. However, what prohibits a lot of people from kicking it with me in that training is that they're stuck on believing that they need to know the individual documents. And they think that if they learn the documents, that will set them apart and make them special. The problem is there are a lot of people out here, and I should have did a poll question, you know, about how do you know anybody who has learned the documents, but they still not going out there and doing the closings. There are people who take training after training and they still aren't going out there because they don't feel confident in the documents, because there's so many different variations of the documents that you will have a hard time being able to be a master of it. The only thing you can really master is the notarial certificates and understanding that. And if you're unwilling to learn that, then you're not going to be good in this business, because that's the whole thing. That is what we're there to do. So you can brag about the documents, you can explain all this, that, and the other, you can show people, you can point to the who and the what and the where and the why and all of that and get all of these little fancy cliches. But if you don't know how to properly do your job as a notary, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You don't you're stuck. You see what I'm saying? You're stuck. You don't know what to do, how to do it, or any of that. Let me see something here. Any questions? Any questions? Any observations? Here's one. This is a real notarial certificate that I see from time to time. What are you going to do with this one? What are you going to do with that one? This is a real notarial statement that you will see. This is the whole document. This is the so there is no venue. So for Virginia, we have to have a venue no matter what, even if it is a jurat. We have to have a venue. So it says it's a jurat and oath in California, and there's no prescribed language needed for an oath. Gotcha. So that's California. So I guess in California you don't need a venue. Got it. I would just throw a loose certificate on there. You would go stay before me. And see, instead of trying to handwrite, see, my thought is if this makes your forehead hurt, I'm just adding a certificate. I'm just going to do good old AC, A/C, add certificate. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to add a certificate. Or if you just want to call it AC without the slash. But I'm just going to add a certificate. But this is what they put down here. Now, to answer your question or to give you my opinion about what you said about the train you to explain, here's what I recently found out. I was in a closing. It was 17 pages. I should have only been there maybe 20 minutes. It was a seller's. I was there for almost an hour because the title company did not send the documents to the person ahead of time, did not go over anything with them at all. So the lady was very frustrated, and I ended up sharing with the signing company, really to the title company through the signing platform, which was SnapDocs, that the lady was upset because no one talked to her about the details of the documents before I came. I was told by them that typically no one will discuss the documents with them or go over the documents with them if if the closing isn't being done in their office. So if trainers know this, and I've heard trainers say, oh, well, nobody is talking to the customer. Nobody is talking to them. We're the only ones that's talking to them. And I always had in the back of my mind, why isn't someone other than me trying to have a conversation with them about the document? Because that's what y'all essentially saying. I need to be the one to have a conversation with them. But the people who's not having a conversation with them aren't having a conversation with me. So you are taking it upon yourself to train me in what these title companies want done, even though you don't know every single title company out there, but you're trying to train me in that so that when I get an order from them, I can do their job and be a proxy for them to make sure this person signs a document. That goes against the tenets of my commission. I'm not there to influence them in any way, shape, or form. So now when I hear that, oh, because they didn't come in the office, we don't worry about or we don't put forth the effort to explain the documents or discuss the documents with them. I'm still perplexed by that. I'm buying an $800,000 house, selling a $200,000 house, and nobody wants to talk to me or will put forth the effort to talk to me because I'm not physically in your office. And that's your policy. But I can't have a policy as a notary to follow my state guidelines, which says I'm to keep my mouth shut about the documents. I can't have that policy. Everybody else can. Hence why you can't get the lender on the phone, can't get the title on the phone, can't get the signing company, you can't get anybody on the phone. But then you want the notary to be the person to bring it all home. Now, this is where I agree with people. At $85, nah, you got because there's a lot of liability there. You got me doing this, but then even if you pay me $400 to do it, am I supposed to be doing it? Because that's not my ROLE. That's not my role. So I'm operating outside it. Well, if you want me to do it, then that means, well, I need to get trained, get certified in being to be able to do that. Therefore, my fee should go up. That's where the money comes in. If you're going to, if you want me to do that, then let me do it legally. I'm more than happy to get trained and educated in how to do that outside of what I'm supposed to do as a notary. But the question is all these other trainings that people are telling us we need to take, are they actually state approved by my state? Does my state look at those trainings as adequate to put me in the proper position and to have the proper protections to be able to open my mouth about these documents and to say certain things and not get sued? And you're coming in your company in Massachusetts wanting me to do this here closing, and you're basing everything off of Massachusetts law, but I'm here with Virginia. So I'm implementing my notarial stuff the way Virginia says. And you want me to function like I would, like you do in Massachusetts. How does that match? So, as everybody keeps saying, time about make it make sense, make this make sense. And I'm saying this stuff because I want these other TMCs and all of these people with, with the little tiki torches and stuff running around whining about the fees. I want y'all to correct me. I'm saying how I feel and what I'm thinking. And none of y'all want to take time out to really have a discussion. I knew that nobody was going to be willing to come on. None of those. I already knew that, but I put it out there. Nobody wants to have an open and honest discussion about this. They want to complain about it, but they don't want to have a discussion. And you don't have to include me. You don't even have to talk to me, but you need to talk to the people who you claim not doing you right. When you're trying to resolve an issue, you're supposed to have a conversation with the person you have an issue with. So I would assume that since nobody is trying to have a conversation with me, y'all don't have a problem with me. Because I'm waiting for somebody to debunk what I'm saying. Not to have an argument, but so that we can get to the truth. Show me where I'm incorrect at without emotion, not the emotional thing of, well, I just feel that as notaries we ought to be treated better. Well, as humans we ought to be treated better. It has nothing to do with me being a notary. Well, I just think they don't respect us enough. Well, you respect that what you understand. And you respect the thing that you understand, especially when it respects you, which means you're not sitting up here overcharging people for notarial service. You're not telling them to pay you ancillary service fees that aren't really legal in accordance with your state. You're not changing your prices up and down all over the place. So you must not have a problem with me, and I must be saying something somewhat correct. So now the question is, who are you going to have a conversation with? But you're not talking to me to clarify or to help me to understand or to come over to some side or whatever. You're not talking to the signing company owners. You're not talking to the title company owners. You're not talking to the lenders. And all I keep hearing is somebody talking about some random person told them, oh, yeah, they be getting paid $400. Did you vet that? Did you actually take time out to vet that? And what I'm finding out is that no, you just believe it. And then you're a new notary and they tell you, oh, yeah, they getting all this money and they ain't paying us nothing. Where's the proof? See, everybody's saying stuff, but nobody's proving. Now, one of the things that I was going to do, and I just didn't have time because of all of the stuff that went crazy today with me, was to show y'all the order that I got paid, the order, what I got paid for an order, and what the signing company got paid. And I will tell you right now, in some cases, you will not see that on the CD. You don't know what they got paid. They don't always show it. And then there's times where I do see it, like one that I was looking at before I came up, I was just having a hard time trying to format it. so y'all could see it and everything. That company was paid $150 for the notary fee. I got paid $115. That means they took home $35. The signing company. And I'm gonna figure out how to get it, and I'm gonna show y'all. So if they're paying me $115, they're taking $35. How is that wrong? How am I getting taken advantage of? If they're getting paid $150 and I'm getting paid $75 of that, even if they're, I mean, like y'all saw all those $80 ones. So we could assume that maybe they're getting paid $160. 955 did my family good. I don't know if 955 won't, will do your family good, but it showing up did mine good. But see, this is where you have to think about it. Right. 30 isn't this is the signing company getting $35. Let me see if I can show because I got a part of it. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one brief moment. Hold on one brief moment. Okay. So this is I had to hide, the people stuff. So I got paid $115. This was for January the 14th, 2026. This year. I got paid $115 to do that with this company. Okay. Hold on one brief moment and let me pull something up for y'all. If y'all don't mind, just wait one brief moment. Hold on one brief moment. Let's see here. Here it is. I'm gonna have to do it a different way so I can show y'all. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all on this closing disclosure, and I'm gonna have to do a little markup to hide some stuff. Hold on one brief moment, please. I just gotta hide some stuff. And then highlight. Okay. Nope. Okay, let me. All right, hold on one second. I don't know why that thing keeps putting my thing. Hold on one brief moment, people. All right. I just gotta make sure this stuff is straight. Oh, I gotta cover this up. Hold up, hold on one second. Hold on one brief moment, y'all. All right. I just need to cover this up. Cover that up. And then cover that up. Cover that up. All right. So this is the closing disclosure for that appointment. Okay. So as you see, it was January 14th. Okay. Down here, The notary fee, 150. The notary fee, 150. I'm not lying to y'all. The signing company got paid 150. I got paid 115. Where's the I'm getting screwed over in that? Hmm? Now, if you're saying, well, I want the whole 150, you can say that. But you either get the 115 or nothing. I'm just saying, you get the 115 or nothing. I don't get that. I don't get it. Said the only way I've learned was by taking assignments and then countering higher when possible to see what sticks and what doesn't. Yeah, I don't see it real. That seems fair to me. Yeah. Where's the problem at? That's what I'm trying to understand. How much more do you need? But typically, people who need more is because they're spending more. They're overextended. They got too much going on and they're trying to get other people to compensate them financially to make up for their lack of smart judgment of managing their finances correctly. And a lot of these people have jobs. They're not doing this full time. They got spouses that are making bank and they have the leeway to say, I don't want to do this order because my bill's paid anyway. So this is just extra. This ain't extra for me. This ain't, let me put it back there. This ain't just extra. When I do really, really good in it, it can be some extra. Hence my cake. But this is my first, my middle, my last. You know that song? You're my first, my last, my everything. That's what this business is to me right now. It's my first, my last, my everything. For some people, it's just and they can walk away from it anytime they want. They don't want to leave their W 2s. And I wish they would be honest with themselves and with us that they're never going to go in this business full time. By the time they finish their W 2 stuff, and they have a right to do that, and I'm not telling them not to. By the time they're gonna be like, I don't feel like doing all that ripping and running. They're not leaving their W 2. They just want the cake and eat it too. That's what they want. Would that be considered lying, false information when they add the notary fee and it's a explain to the client just to pinch off? Who's lying about the fee? Who, us or the? No, I mean, they don't have to tell the client. The notary fee is the notary fee. The client who's buying the house, if that's what you're saying. So they said the notary fee is 150. I'm not worried as a buyer or seller of a home. I'm not worried about what the person who I'm paying to get the notary is doing. That's outside of my purview. So if I'm paying Earl Jones Notary Services or signing company to actually get the notary, what they do with that 150 is on them. I'm not concerned that they're getting 35 or 50 or whatever. Did the notary come and do what they're supposed to do? It's either yes or no. I'm only having a concern if the notary didn't do their job. That's where the problem comes in at. And if I'm paying the notary 450, if I'm supposed to pay 150, and then you come back and tell me what a notary wants 300. So I gotta charge you 600 to give the notary 300. That notary better be darn good. That notary better be on time. He better not. No, you gonna stamp in front of me? You gonna do it? No, I need to know. I want to see what my money's get. I want to see that I'm getting my money's worth. So that's the question. It said not us going over the numbers with the client. It says, but the way it's written is technically a verbal oath or stamp or venue needed. Correct. Correct. Natural Jesse. Correct. And see, that depends on that state. So every state has their own way of doing it. She's referring to that notarial certificate, that last one that I showed. So I'm just sitting here like, this is what this is what they're paying people. And how can I get mad at that? I mean, let me pull something else up for y'all. Just hold on one brief moment. Um, who did I do today? What the heck is that guy's name? Oh, there it is. I don't know. I didn't. So let me pull this up and let me show y'all something here. I gotta sort of tab through this here to find what I need real quick, like, because this one they put the CD further down in there. Okay, that's a loan app. Goodness. Hold on one brief moment, people. Goodness. All right. All right. So let me show you the CD from one that I did today. And tell me what y'all notice about it. Tell me what you notice. It said the order was from a title company, does not work with sign service, nor do they own a sign service. I thought it was interesting. Got it. So I had a mortgage broker client who was not happy with the settlement fee on his settlement statement. He told me some of those are mostly junk fees. Gotcha. Bingo. Now, how much? Just take a guess at how much I got paid today for this order. Just take a guess. Throw a dollar amount in there. Tell me how much you think I got paid to do the closing. It was 130 pages. That's right over here by my head. 130 pages, printed twice with scans, 2 signers. No settlement fee. They got all the other taxes and transfer fees, but this is where that notary fee, settlement fee. I got paid $80. I was in and out I was done in about 20 minutes. Now, yes, I understand I got experience and I know how to roll through these things. I've done closings with that couple before. Got paid 80. Courier fee, that's for the title company. For them taking it down to the courthouse, stuff like that. That's what the courier fee is. But as you see, because everybody's talking about, oh, you can go look at the CD and you can see what the how much the signing company's making. You don't see that here. You do not see that on here. That is not on here whatsoever. So this is why I'm saying, where are they getting their facts from? Where are they getting the numbers from? Because I'm not seeing that on here. I'm trying to think because what other company I do today? Oh, I did this one. Where's the people? Let me pull. I think this will be it here. Hold on one brief moment. Where's my CD? Oh, here it is. All right. Um, and then let me double check what I got paid today. Hold on, I gotta double check what I got paid so I can show you because this one's interesting. Um, hold on. I gotta log into here real quick. Hold on one second. I'll just take time out and look at my bald spot on my head. Y'all look at the bald spot on my head and stuff. Hold on one brief moment. I just like to make sure y'all properly. I don't know what's. That's why I'm glad I got two phones. All right, that one. Okay, that one was also $80. So now here's what this is. This one is even more interesting. Okay, so I need to cover something up here. Hold on one second. I just need to cover up some of these company names. All right. So here's what's even more interesting. Check this out. Check this out. Down here, signing fee, $35. $35. Y'all see it? Hold on. Oh, goodness. $35. I got paid 80. I got paid $80. Where is it at? It says signing fee 35. So what does that mean? That mean those people got paid that means the signing fee was more than likely $115. I mean, help me. There's nothing on here else that indicates the signing fee was $35. Who got paid that? I don't know. I know what I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid 80. Is it coming out of this title exam? Is it coming out of this protection? I doubt it. So here's proof from today that you can't always go by the closing disclosure. Could be a print and trip fee for someone else. It could be. Honestly, it could be. It honestly could be, but don't know. That's the thing. We don't know. And is it meant for us to know? In my opinion, the answer is no. So I'm gonna do this one last one. Let's see here. I'm gonna do this one last one, and then we're gonna bounce out of here because I got to start printing for my closings tomorrow. And I'm gonna go to the CD. All right, and how much did I get paid for this one? Okay, so this next one I'm showing you, I got paid 90. Y'all might like this one. This one actually shows a settlement fee of 375. So out of that 375, I got paid 90. I got paid 90. So that means what? The 375 minus 90, that leaves you with 285. Where did who did that 285 go to? And the question is, was it for them? Or it was for, or could have been for them, but it was also to pay for other things that they offer. So that's the title settlement fee, which encompasses other things, not just the notary fee. So what's your justification of getting more? I'm not saying you shouldn't get more. What I'm saying is, what is the justification for getting more? Anytime you want an increase of anything, you have to provide justification. And if you can't provide justification that they believe in, you're not going to get the more. So again, to all the party people out there, show me where I'm incorrect at. Y'all saw what, 3 settlement statements. Only one of them said notary fee. And the one that said notary fee, I'm getting what? 115 out of that. So again, where is this documented proof that everybody is getting $450 to have a signing company per order, and they're only giving the notary that amount, but they get to keep that just to have? It's just money they're just giving them. Where's the proof at? See, I'm not about all of this just running off at the mouth. I'm about proof. Show me the money, show me the numbers. Numbers don't lie. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. But nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You gotta have something. If you want to be with me, come on, baby. Y'all know that song. That's the thing. The title making their money from the settlement fee, but also there's a lot of revenue. Yeah, is a title insurance premium, right? But that title settlement fee, what could encompass that? What does the title settlement fee encompass? Let me do something here. What does the title settlement fee covers in a real estate closing? I'm just asking, I'm just throwing a quick question up there. All right. So here's what I didn't do. I just went online and just said the settlement fee is something sometimes referred to as to the closing fee, and it covers the costs associated with closing operations. Some title companies list out each cost and some bucket them all in one place. So be sure you know exactly what you're paying for. Settlement costs, fees that the buyers pay, this, that, and the other, understanding settlement fees, all of that. So the settlement fee could be whatever, and in that could be the notary. So now, how do they value what we do? Do they value it at $90? Do they value it at 150? Because you value it here, they value it down here. So when are you going to have a conversation to try to come somewhere in the middle or bring it all the way up? You got to have that conversation. Cussing people out, calling them dead beasts, and all of that is no way to get money out of a millionaire, billionaire pockets. You don't get anything from people by just threatening them, imposing violence upon them. You don't get that. So let me go, y'all. Do my printing and all of that. Thank y'all for your time. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. I hope you see that some of these people that's in these Facebook groups, no matter how aesthetic they look, they're beautiful men, beautiful women externally, but up here, they don't really know business. They really, really don't know business. That's why you won't have any of them come on here and have a discussion with me about it. They just do little 3-minute clips on Instagram and TikTok, but they never get into the details. And it's up to each one of us to challenge them. They don't want to talk to me, so that's going to be maybe y'all can get through to them. And if they block you, then that tells you even more how much of a scam they are, how much of a grifter they are. Because if they really believed in what they say, they would have a plan. And none of them have a plan except to just whine and complain about it. Why are you whining and complaining about being with Raekwon, girl? You know he always cheating on you. Well, I'm just tired of him cheating on me. Okay, then do something about it. Confront him, talk to him, or leave. Nah, I ain't worried about it. Then you just stay in there in misery. Man, she ain't nothing but a gold digger. Okay, then get your credit card back and change your pin to your bank account. Nah, man, I don't want to do it like that. Then why are you complaining? You can't complain about what you permit. If you feel you're being done unjustly done, and you got to complain about it, then you need to go address it to the people who are doing it to you. But if you're not willing to do that, don't get everybody else rallying up and hyped up just so we can go do it because you're too scared to do it. What that tells me is that all they're doing is bringing into the entrepreneur space what they do in the W-2. They run their mouth, and somebody mentioned that earlier in the comment section. They run their mouth at their job, but never put forth any action. They're nothing but sheep at their job and try to act like wolves in their business, and they're neither in this business. Well, they're sheep, but they're not wolves in this business. That's what I meant to say. The only thing they are is sheep in their business as well as in their job, because it's you can't be a sheep in your bit job and then come over here and be a wolf and then still be a sheep into your job. No. Once you get over here to wolfism, you don't ever go back. So some of these are wolves. Well, sheep in wolves' clothing, to be honest with you. They're actually sheep with wolf clothing on. They're not wolves with sheep on, but they are actually sheep, and they got little wolf parker and hoodies on because they talk a good game, but they ain't doing nothing. And I don't care whether they like me or not because you ain't stopping me from making my money. I'm making my money, whether it's at $85 a pop or $100 a pop. I'm making my money. What the heck you doing? And you're still stuck in that W-2 whining and complaining. You still got your spouse looking at you like, when you gonna do something with this business? Yeah, like you said, basically they are miserable. They're upset that they fell for the okey doke, and now they're hoping that all of y'all will band together with them and help save them from embarrassment. That's what they want. But that's not your job. Your job is to run your business and make the money you need to make to take care of your family and get your carrot cake and eat it too. All right. Y'all have a good one. Talk to y'all later. Peace.